So what are some of the ingenious new kind of games we'll see in the future? Well, after thinking through dozens of possible scenarios for how AI and technology could be used to gamify the world around us, I settled on the following 10 examples. Number 1, fantasy politics. While nearly everyone has heard about fantasy football, fantasy politics takes the same style of thinking to the political arena as a game to test out new legislation on an AI database of existing politicians. Players will be able to tweak many aspects of the proposed legislation, changing sponsors, rewording hot-button issues, and even cutting backroom deals to test out the overall viability of passing new legislation. Number 2, a full haptic VR boxing suit. Having a virtual sparring partner made real with super lifelike visuals will take it on an entirely new dimension with a full haptic bodysuit where the impact of the blows can actually be dialed up or down from 10% to 150% of a normal human boxing match. Number 3, zero-G space racing. Those who are pushing the space tourism and space hotel industries have yet to invent the kind of entertainment that would attract visitors. Since zero-G space racing is vastly different than anything involving atmospheres and gravity, the prospects of having actual spacecraft maneuvering around real space obstacles outside the window of a physical space hotel is more than a little intriguing. Taking it a few steps further, the idea of having in-space pit crews listening to trash-talking space pilots and pari-mutuel wagers being placed on speed-tripping space racers, and we have all the ingredients necessary to create the next major league sport. Number 4, Frank the Startup Simulator. Business modeling takes on a whole new kind of realism with Frank's coaching process to guide and direct you through the maze of critical decision points leading up to day one of your new venture. You create the initial business model and Frank will guide you through the process, stepping you through each of the decision points along the way, continually revamping the strategy until you reach viability and profitability. Number 5, Groundhog Day First Date Simulator. In the future, the First Date site will step new users through a series of 27 verbal questions, which will be used to program your side of an AI dating simulator. By doing this, you'll be able to experience 30 to 40 simulated first dates, many of them again and again with the same person's AI, to finally get the interactions right before subjecting yourself to an actual first date. Number 6, Sherlock the Critical Decision Maker. Virtually everyone's lives are filled with critical decisions, and that takes people down vastly different roads over the course of their lifetime. But what if there was a way to model and test these decisions before they happened? What if you could design and test literally thousands of possible scenarios for critical decisions before having to live with all of the results? Number 7, Olympic gymnast, full muscle triggering bodysuit. Given the opportunity, who wouldn't want the ability to slip on a muscle simulating suit and automatically have their body perform like an Olympic gymnast? Naturally, someone who barely exercises will not be able to perform well on day one, but with a little practice, the built-in AI trainer will be able to guide almost every user through a series of routines to eventually get them there. Number 8, leading a movement modeling coach. Whether you're trying to save the whales, rescue kids from domestic violence, or finding jobs for the unemployed, every cause is based on an overall theme and a series of objectives to accomplish the culture-changing shifts that have been placed in the crosshairs. Once the objectives are in place, this AI coach will step players through either a simulated version of the tasks at hand or the actual step-by-step accomplishments needed to uncover key inflection points and apply the necessary coercion and pressure to affect actual change. Number 9, virtual Hollywood show builder. Many people aspire to become great storytellers, but have neither the background, training, or experience to make that happen. Not to worry, the virtual Hollywood show builder has all the ingredients to turn a fumble-fingered typist into a keyboard-clicking virtuoso. Starting with the creation of a rough outline, an internal coaching system will guide prospective show builders through a series of processes to first build the overall story arc, incorporating everything from character development to conflict formation, visualization, surprises, villains, and relatable heroes to create optimal suspense and viewer impact. Number 10, deep introspection, rewriting your own personality code. We're all flawed humans. Because of our nagging imperfections, we seem to be on a never-ending journey of self-inspection, self-criticism, self-loathing, and self-improvement. Buried inside of our psyches is a series of deeply embedded personality markers that cause us to act and react the way that we do. Each of them are fixable and rewritable pieces of our personality code, but the process for doing so requires far more than anything we typically have had at our disposal until now. Deep introspection will be an AI-powered game of one wrestling match designed to methodically locate and recode each of our foibles, bugs, and glitches that cause us to live a suboptimal life. We live in a world that is full of rewards and penalties, and people working as the game architects of the future will know precisely which incentives and disincentives to employ at any given moment. From my vantage point, describing positive acts becomes a global litmus test of ethics and morality. As a society, how will we adjust to constantly being judged by others, even if it's automated AI system without human observers? We're all fallible humans, and poor judgment will always show up sooner or later. Even so, doesn't it feel good when someone takes notice of positive things that we do? A few examples of positive acts could be helping an injured person, volunteering to support a cause, helping a struggling child, sharing a compliment, raising money for charity, being a whistleblower to draw attention to a bad situation, or simply creating a smile. In many settings, the simple act of creating a smile can be a life-changing experience.